everyone, welcome to our Indigenous Youth Advisory Circle. My name is Jennifer Corriero. I'm from here in Toronto, and I'm so looking forward to learning about each of your own leadership experiences and seeing how the power of this small circle, how it represents the power of connection that we have to one another, how it can be a model for community building and change in Canada and the world. When I was 19 years old, I had this idea. I was rollerblading at the time, and I was reflecting on my experiences as a teenager and getting ready to turn 20, and what does this mean, and what is my purpose, and where can I make the greatest contribution? And I asked this question: what would I do if anything was possible? And it was such an important question to ask at that time. And so I was rollerblading with a friend, and we came up with this idea, which was to create a network, a community, a global community that would empower youth to understand and act on the world's greatest challenges, because we felt that we were part of a generation that had the power to create major change and transformation, but that most people were unaware of the power that they had. And so 15 years later, here we are today. We grew this organization, Mike and I, and we've reached over 40 million visitors, our online platform space, and we have about 500,000 members. And in Canada, there's about 50,000 of them. In 2005, we did this cross-Canada mapping of youth-led and highly youth-engaged initiatives. And we actually made a contribution to the United Nations World Program of Action for Youth. And so we're constantly reflecting on the contribution that young people have to make to our country and to this world today. And in more recent years, we've been thinking about how there's this whole 150th anniversary since Confederation. And what does that mean for us as citizens? And as we reflect on our past and the present and the future, how can we ensure that the voices of youth, and especially Indigenous youth, are really part of these broader conversations? And that's where you come in. And that's where your voices are so important, your lived experiences and your visions and your hope for the future. We want to hear from you in helping to shape this project called Explore 150. Now, Explore 150 is all about connecting young people to both one another and also to our local communities, and to connecting the voices of youth in really creating places and spaces that are inclusive, that promote a sense of citizenship, community, and where youth are really taking charge as leaders in different ways. And so you've been invited, based on your unique skills and experiences, but to really come together and help us find out and share stories about the places in your community that mean something to you. And as we think about history, a lot of stories of the past are told through certain eyes, and we really want to give youth a voice in helping to tell these stories, and to even play a role in interviewing maybe different elders in your community to understand how does the place that we're in, and these places that we're surrounded by, it could be outdoor, it could be a natural site, or it could be a historic museum, or a school, or a location, or a place that was a place that's sacred, or a place that maybe doesn't hold such positive memories, but maybe it's a space that we need to reflect on how the things that have happened in this space have influenced, both who we are today and also where we want to go. And maybe it's things that we're proud of, or maybe it's things that we're not very proud of. But how are our identities shaped by the environment around us? And then how do we shape the environment around us? So it's really looking at that relationship between place and community, and the connection we have to one another. So there's really 3 big areas that we're looking to you for your guidance on. The first is your input on these discussions. So you have a private space for discussions in this online platform, and then we hope to extend these discussions in different communities across the country. The second area is that we hope that you can facilitate a discussion with youth in your community on places of change, and to encourage artistic expression, to encourage dialogue, and then also to help us map out different places that we can add to our network of over 1,000 sites of natural, cultural, and historic importance on the Explore 150 platform. So it's very place-based geolocation, where people, through their mobile phone, they can find, discover, they can check in, and people can add their own guest book entry. And we're trying to motivate and inspire more youth to join that conversation. And we really look to you for your leadership to both represent the diverse perspectives from Indigenous youth, but also to help us open up and widen these circles with other youth in your communities. So with that, I say thank you, and I look forward to being on this journey with you over the upcoming months and hopefully in the years to come.